are dealing with the emotional impact of a divorce, some of you out there might feel that there's some kind of religious or moral or family obligation to actually suffer. Okay? Now, I've spoken to a lot of people who have thought about doing the program, and one of the biggest kind of fears of healing so quickly is that, but it's not right. I should actually feel some pain, otherwise it's you know, I should actually suffer for some period of time because I've broken my vow, I have some guilt associated with that. So what you want to ask yourself is, why is it that you want to prolong the suffering? Do you actually have a valid reason? Is there a religious or a moral concern? And have you actually investigated whether those religious or moral concerns are valid or not? So one of the things that I really believe in is that life is incredibly precious and short. And I don't believe that any maker or universe or whatever it is that your belief is, believes that you should suffer for any extended period of time. There doesn't appear to be anything enlightened about that. So one of the key points is that there is a fallacy that you need some sort of time to process things. Now, it's not that you actually need time. What you need is to not take any shortcuts in your healing. There are no shortcuts. You need to follow all the steps. There's a process, there's a journey you need to go through. And as long as you go through all of those steps, not take any shortcuts, not step over anything, you can heal in a very healthy and ethical manner in a much shorter period of time. So I'm really out there to challenge that you don't need to spend years and years suffering, because this is it. This is the life that you have. Why on earth would you waste this life spending years and years in suffering? You know, one of the saddest stories or cases that I worked with was one of my clients who had actually been suffering in this way for 17 years. And sadly, she never actually got conclusion on her marriage. She actually died before we completed the program. And it was really, really sad for me and reminded me of how precious life is. And that she really didn't have to suffer for such an extended period of time and feel that angst and that pain for so many years. So I want you to consider that there's actually a real reason you're holding on to this suffering, other than just a religious or a moral obligation. There's actually an agenda that is driving you holding on to your suffering. You actually get something out of it. You get some sort of benefits or goodies or self-flagellation or something out of holding on to your suffering. Otherwise, why would you do it? The impact of actually suffering is so massive in your life. The only reason you would do that is to get something. So some of the things that you could be getting out of suffering is, maybe you're avoiding dealing with life. Maybe you're terrified of life. Maybe fear drives you in everything that you do. And this is an avoidance tactic so that you don't actually need to deal with or confront your fear. The second agenda that could be driving this is, maybe you want to feel like a victim. Maybe you want to feel, poor me, feel sorry for me, my life is terrible, he ruined my life, she ruined my life, somebody stuffed up my life. Whatever it is that has happened, you want to have this feeling of like droopy shoulders, droopy eyes, poor me. The only reason you would do something like that is to get attention or to somehow feel vindicated. The other approach that I've seen as an agenda is to be a martyr. Oh no, I'm fine, everything's fine, I don't need to deal with it, I'm tough, I'm strong. And then you actually, an insomniac because you can't sleep, or you have panic attacks about something. So there is a massive impact to your suffering, but your refusal and stubbornness to process it is really getting in the way. Another agenda that could be driving things is just feeling righteous. No, I'm not going to deal with this divorce. I'm going to suffer because that's going to make him feel bad or make her feel bad. That is ridiculous. You can't take poison hoping somebody else will die, because ultimately you're the one who's been impacted. So what I'd like you to do today is, if you're one of these people who's been suffering for an extended period of time, there's nothing enlightened about this behavior. There's no real reason for you to suffer for an extended period of time. Life is short, life is precious, it's a treasure, it is here to be lived and enjoyed. So speculate, what could be this agenda that is actually driving your behavior and making you hold onto your goodies for dear life? What could it be? What is the impact of holding onto the suffering? and email us at the Naked Divorce website. There's a contact us page. We'd love to hear from you, and tell us, what is it that is helping you hold on to the suffering for dear life? You might find yourself having a bit of a breakthrough. Till next time.